What's up everybody? Today I wanted to do another highly requested Disney Parks tips video for you guys. So I get asked very frequently to do a video about attractions and entertainment options that are good for kids visiting the Disneyland parks. When Walt Disney was coming up with the idea for Disneyland, he said that he wanted it to be a place where kids and parents could have fun doing things together. And so my list, while it's not everything that's good for kids, it's my choices for things that I think are fun for children and fun for parents and guardians. So here we go. First up, there's a lot of great things for kids and parents at DCA, but a lot of them take place inside this building, the Animation Academy in Hollywoodland. The drawing class inside of the Animation Academy is something that I do all the time because it's really fun for adults to learn how to draw Disney characters, and it's obviously fun for the kids as well. The instructors take it really slowly, nothing is that difficult, it's a lot of fun, there's a lot of things to look at in that room, and like I said, it's really fun for adults. Also inside the animation building is the Sorcerer's Workshop, which has a ton of stuff inside. You can make little short films like flip books with your own drawings. You can also take a quiz inside the Beast Library to find out which Disney character you're most like. I go in there to take the which Disney character quiz are you all the time. I've taken it so many times in my life. Usually still always get dot. And the last thing inside the animation building is Turtle Talk with Crush, which is definitely one of my absolute biggest recommendations if you're bringing kids to Disneyland. Turtle Talk is an experience where kids get to sit on the floor in front of this screen or tank where they get to see and talk to Crush from Finding Nemo, and he's really talking to your kids in real time. It's really, really funny as someone who doesn't ever take kids to Turtle Talk to just watch other kids interacting with Crush because it's the cutest, funniest thing ever. So even if you don't have kids, I really, really love Turtle Talk, but especially if you have kids, you should take them there because it's really cool for them to actually get to talk to one of their favorite animated characters, and it is hilarious to watch as well. Also at DCA is the Disney Junior Live on Stage show, which I didn't experience until so late in life. I saw it probably last year for the first time ever, but it's another one that even though I don't have kids, I enjoy going to it alone. The show features all of the hit shows from Disney Junior, Doc McStuffin, Sophia the First, Jake and the Neverland Pirates, and they're on stage interacting with the host, and it's really fun. There's a lot of great songs from the shows. It's pretty interactive with the audience, so definitely take your kiddos to that if they watch Disney Junior. Now over to Disneyland. Of course, a lot of the Storybook rides in Fantasyland are great with the exception of Snow White and Pinocchio, which are kind of scary, but the Storybook Land Canals are my #1 suggestion for families with kids or people bringing kids to Disneyland because you get to experience so many different Disney stories in one ride. You just go in this little boat and the cast member tells you very brief stories from each Disney movie, and you get to see the buildings that all these characters live in, and sometimes huge ducks. My absolute favorite thing to do when I was a kid was Autopia. Before I had a license, it was the best thing in the world because it was the only way that I could drive a car, and I loved it. There's nothing better than being a kid and getting the chance to experience what driving is like when you're 7, and you get a little driver's license at the end. That's legit. Another attraction that I love going on all the time, just me, myself, childless me, is Astro Blasters in Tomorrowland. I love this ride because it is a game. You play a game while you're on the ride. It is like a storybook ride where you're going through and you're seeing characters from Toy Story like Buzz and the Green Aliens and Zurg, but you are playing basically a video game because you have a little blaster and you're shooting targets the whole way through, and I love that ride because every single time I go on it, it's a different experience because I get a different score every time, and hopefully a good score every time. And my final recommendation for something that you should do if you're bringing kids to Disneyland is the Jedi Training Academy in Tomorrowland. This is an incredible experience that I wish existed when I was a kid because it gives kids the opportunity to become Jedi and fight Darth Vader for real. So this happens multiple times a day at the Tomorrowland stage. A bunch of kids are called up to go on stage and receive a robe and a training lightsaber, and they learn a bunch of moves from the instructors, and then Darth Vader comes out and they each battle him one by one, and I really can't imagine what that experience would be like as a kid to be fighting the real Darth Vader, so I think it's a pretty spectacular thing that kids these days get to experience at Disneyland, so I highly recommend that you and your little ones do it. Alright you guys, like I said, that is not nearly all of the things that you can and should do with kids at Disneyland, but those are my favorites and ones that I especially think adults enjoy as well. So I hope it's helpful in planning your vacation or your next trip to Disneyland with kids or young children. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite thing to do with families or with kids are at the Disney parks, even Disney World or parks abroad, and I will see you guys very soon for another video on this channel. Bye. We're gonna tell each other about our first 7 jobs. So I'm gonna tell Leo about my first 7 jobs, and then on his channel, he's gonna tell me about his first 7 jobs.